How to get residency in Argentina in 2024. The best news is that there are at least 10 options for you to choose from. There's not just one option, there are multiple options that you may qualify for. We're going to discuss each of the options, plus how you can get into the country, why you should consider moving to Argentina, and much more. All right, let's get started with the residency options. How can you qualify for residency in Argentina? The first option that you have is the pensioner residency program. And this option exists in so many countries, and it is one of the most popular options. As you can guess, to qualify for the pensioner program, you do need to prove an income. So you must have either a pension for Americans, Social Security, for Europeans, you must have a pension, and you must prove that the pension, that the income, that the fixed monthly income is guaranteed by a government. Undoubtedly, this is probably the most popular option among pensioners because you don't really have to spend a lot of money, you don't have to purchase real estate, you don't have to put down a lot of money in a local bank. This is probably the best option for a pensioner, assuming that you do have some income. Option number two, the migrant worker. Okay, if you want to come to Argentina to find work, you want to work for a company, whatever you want to do, and there are many sectors that you may qualify for under this visa. The best news here is that, let's say you have a specialized skill, and with that specialized skill, you manage to find employment in Argentina. Guess what? You can come to Argentina on a work visa. Free scientists and specialized personnel. Now, this is a visa for highly skilled people, and in many countries, scientists and highly skilled people in sectors where there's a high demand for a workforce, it's always going to be easy for you to migrate to a country if you have specialized skills. It's the same here in Paraguay. If you can demonstrate that you bring a special skill set with you to the table, guess what? You're going to have a much easier time getting into the country than if you were to come into a country with an average skill set. You know, highly skilled people are just easier to migrate. 4, sportsmen and artists. Now, this visa, again, this is a temporary residence permit, just as all visas that we're talking about in this video are residence permits. It's valid for 1 year. If you are a sportsman, if you're an athlete, guess what? You can go to Argentina, you know, you're going to get sponsored by the professional sports club. They're going to sponsor you. You're going to come into Argentina and you get your residence permit. 5, patients under medical treatment. This is probably a bit of a surprise because you would think, hey, I want to go to Argentina to get some healthcare done. You know, I'm under medical treatment. I want to stay in Argentina. Why? Healthcare in Argentina is relatively affordable. Healthcare is also relatively good when compared to other Latin countries. In fact, a lot of Paraguayans, they go to Argentina to get healthcare. And the same can also be said about people from other Latin countries. They go to Argentina because Argentina has one of the best healthcare systems in whole Latin America. So if you can prove that you are a patient under medical treatment, under medical care, and you want to continue, or you want to establish medical care in Argentina, and you're willing to spend money on the healthcare system in Argentina, then you may qualify for a temporary residence permit as well. Religious reasons. This is probably a little bit of a surprise too. Like, migrating to a country for religious beliefs sounds a bit odd, but it actually does work in European countries and Latin countries as well. But in Latin countries and in European countries, you can actually get a residence permit. Not in all cases, but in many cases, if you can actually demonstrate that you are leaving a country for religious reasons. Next, the student visa. Okay, this is a very popular one, especially in a place like Thailand, but it also is in Argentina. If you want to move to a country, guess what's usually part of it? Learning the local language. And if you can sign up for a local school, learn the local language, and get a residence permit at the same time, you're killing multiple birds with just one stone. This option is highly recommended to those seeking a new life abroad. I always recommend learning the local language. In this case, it is Spanish, and local schools are actually quite inexpensive in Argentina, so you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to get a student visa in Argentina. It is actually very affordable. You get to meet people, maybe even get to meet love, you get to learn the language, and you pick up a residence permit at the same time. This is unbeatable. asylum seekers and refugees. This option probably sounds familiar, probably not something that you want to undertake for a number of reasons. In some countries, refugees and asylum seekers may get a residence permit, but it's not of the same strength as if they were to apply under different circumstances. You know, this is the case in like Mexico and different Latin countries, but in Argentina, if you want to get into the country, or if you're in the country and you're claiming asylum, if you're a refugee, you can also get a temporary residence permit. What we have seen over the past years, people were fleeing war zones such as in Ukraine, and we also saw certain crazy stuff happening during the past pandemic where people left certain countries because they were repressed, and they found a home in a new country because they were able to demonstrate that their opinion or their way of life was threatened in their home country. In order to get this visa, you do have to undergo a very formal process. So this is not as easy as a walk in the park. However, it is a definite option. If you're a legitimate asylum seeker, if you're a legitimate refugee and you can demonstrate that, then this might be an option for you. Family reunification, another obvious option. And what I want to say here is that you have multiple options here, okay? If you want to get married to an Argentinian, or if a relative of yours happens to be Argentinian of Argentine origin, then you may qualify for a family reunification visa, temporary residence permit, which is also valid for 1 year, like all the options that we discussed in this video. And this is a very powerful option because it usually is the path of least resistance. I do understand that many of you guys watching this video are not interested in getting into a serious relationship. You are not interested in getting married. You do not have ties to Argentina. You do not have family or relatives in Argentina. So this option probably does not appeal to many people watching this video. However, there are some guys, some girls watching this video who are interested in getting married. Maybe you are in a serious relationship with an Argentinian. Maybe you have relatives, family in Argentina, and you're like, hey, this is my option. This is my path to residence in Argentina. Do that because it's the easiest path. You know, if you can demonstrate, if you can prove that you have a relative or that you have gotten married, and if you're getting married in Argentina, you might be able to get temporary residency while you're in Argentina. You don't have to leave the country. Many pluses here. Academics may also qualify for temporary residence in Argentina. I know this is kind of similar to the student visa. However, academics, they usually bring a more specialized skill set or education interest with them to the country, but this is another option worth looking into. There are a couple more things that I wanted to point out in this video. What do you need to know about getting residence in Argentina is that temporary residency is valid for 1 year and it is extendable. So you can extend it for multiple times, and you can also convert it into permanent residency. Now, if you want to become a citizen of Argentina, then you can do so after 2 years, assuming that you meet all the qualifications set by law. Now, you might be thinking, why would I want to move to Argentina? Now, Argentina is a country that has a lot to offer. From a natural resource and agricultural perspective, Argentina is a very rich country, and with the new leadership in Argentina, we're talking about Javier Milei, the country seems to be on the right track. The country is taking the right steps to fix decades and decades of mistakes made by previous administrations. I know that the changes are not easy to come by. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of pain to turn a country around, but with the current leadership, Argentina appears to be on the right track. Argentina is a Spanish-speaking country located in South America. It is a country worth looking into. It's a big country. You have multiple climates. You have subtropical climates. In the northern part of the country, you have mild climate in the center and on the coast. And you also have cold climate in the south of Argentina. You even got ski resorts in Argentina. You got beaches. You got subtropical weather. You have a lot of options to choose from when moving to Argentina. Plus, if we take a look at the Argentine passport strength, we can see that with an Argentine passport, you can get into most countries and territories worldwide. It's a very strong passport, and the path to citizenship is not one of the hardest. It's actually one of the easiest paths to citizenship. And unlike in Asia, where it's practically impossible for you to become a citizen, Argentina makes it relatively easy for you to obtain citizenship. At the end of the day, Argentina is an immigrant country, and Argentina loves expats and immigrants from North America, Latin America, and Europe. Now, if you are from the Eastern Hemisphere, if you're from Asia, you probably need a visa to get into Argentina. The transitional visa or visitor visa must be applied for at the country where you're currently located, whether that's your home country, your country of residency. You may have multiple options to choose from, but you will likely need a visa. If you're from an Asian country, you will likely need a visa to come into Argentina. Yes, there are exceptions such as Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and potentially a few more. If you need any help with obtaining a residence permit in Argentina, please feel free to reach out to us now. Nomad Elite is a cutting-edge, full-package relocation agency with bases in North America, Latin America, and Europe. We would love to work with you, so if you're interested in becoming a client, please click on the link below the video. Thank you for watching Nomad Elite. We see you on the next video.